Bloody shit that. Don't fucking don't rent a prospect or whoever watching. It's shit.
It's not bad for the first sort of level.
It's crap. You can't do anything with it. Where the fuck are you? Oh yeah, you walk. For me, it's just useless. Because you can't put your own head on it.
Oh, you're talking about the ventable version of it? Yeah, no, I get what you mean. And I was like, I thought the Prospector was good, but only if you own it.
You own it, either real money or in-game money.
Zenith Hall. Yeah, I get you now. I get what you mean. Apex will be the Drake.
One moment. Fucking hell, Maggie. I never usually clip the elevator, that's why you usually do.
That's true. That is true.
Alright, be careful. Okay, I survived.
See, going into them, I don't die. It's when I leave the elevator later I die.
On my screen, you were stuck, and now you've just whoop to actually where you are.
Go gadget, boom.
Go gadget boots, yeah. What? Your Kruger Merlin expires in 24. Okay, I never got that before. Vulcan.
Right, so you've got some cool things down the bottom there. In front, you got some cool stuff here. MISCs and then the Alliance. Okay. This is a Starfarer. This is going to be your fueling ship.
What was a Vulcan?
Oh no, the Vulcan's not available yet. Vulcan's... See, that big thing is a massive oil tanker, basically. The Vulcan's smaller than that, and it does repairs as well as a bit of refueling. But the tank on that thing's massive. You got the Faithful Prospector.
Faithful when you own it.
Then that's the Gemini version. The military version of it's got a missile rack on it. These are basically racing ships. These I do like the Razors because they're quite cool little racing ships. Very quick. Yeah. Let's go have a little look down here.
Well, there's nothing there. Into the very back bit with the rooms. This is the ship you were looking at earlier.
This is just full of... Yeah, it's
Odyssey.
full of... Yeah. There's a hole down there somewhere as well.
Right. This is...
I'm so surprised by the Odyssey, by the way. I'm really surprised by it, because I just thought it was going to be...
Oh! Ah. I'm going to guess you're the A. Fucking get in there. Yeah, the Odyssey was surprising. It's got like 5 different fucking things, hasn't it?
Well, it seems it's not like 5 different things. If you think about it, all it's got is it's supposed to sort of like go long distance. I think it's got massive cargo. You can park a little ship on there, but its main thing is it's got a refinery, and underneath it, it's got a mining platform. I honestly didn't think it was going to be a mining ship.
But Noodle said it can only make quantum fuel.
It says about refining, then talks about fuel, but then that makes it weird for me. Like, what is it supposed to be?
Really, there's only a whole A and C. Why are you hiding the B from them?
Right, so that thing is the Endeavour, which is going to be an insane ship eventually. Which one's this one? Is this the A?
Yeah, and also I looked at all the prices. Well, at least the whole B doubled in fucking price. The whole C was $250. It's now £333, so about.
I think what they've done. Yeah, I think
closer.
Yeah, yeah. You literally not next patch, the patch afterwards. I believe you're going to get one of the holes. You also have.
I think that I'm going to look now because I can't remember.
I also remember they're obviously closer to doing it because remember that sneak peek in the hangar was of an actual whole A sitting there. So
I said it was a whole B.
A whole B maybe. I wasn't too sure. It's a hole. Because isn't some of the smaller holes they all sort of retract into themselves, don't they?
Yeah, the whole A is coming in supposedly coming in 17.
Yeah.
And C in 18. But B has just disappeared. Like,
Yeah.
if you go to the progress tracker, it's not even on there. So hopefully they're maybe just going to surprise and go, there's a hull B.
Maybe.
Because it's the one I bought, because it's the one I can afford. If
But
the hull C was still 250 or 270, I would have considered buying it. But now it's 300. Nah, bye. I love cargo, but not that much.
Yeah. Sort of thing you'd grind for and aim for in game, I suppose, instead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use the hull B and a cat to grind towards.
Well, I feel like if the hull B isn't available, at least you know that the hull A is coming first. So any hulls that they do release will have at least the hull A as a loaner.
Yeah.
So what will happen if you get a hull B?
The reason I'm not getting a hull A because it's just very small cargo.
Yeah.
I think it's got double the cutty, and at that point, the only small.
Isn't it like similar to like a Constellation and like the Raft sort of thing? Maybe a little bit more, but it's very similar sort of.
The hull A, I'm pretty sure has like 90 storage.
Which is basically the same as a Raft and a Constellation, really. But cheaper. It's cheaper though. The hull A, I believe. But what's say to then? But at least you know that what happens if you do get a hull C or a hull D or an E, you're basically going to get whatever hull they've released plus extras.
48 cargo. It's about the same as a Cutty Black.
Alright.
Yeah, that's why I don't see the point in buying it. It's worth £76, which is, I guess, $90.
Is it just me, but does that feel like if you had a choice between a hull A or a Nomad, did you get a Nomad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the prices.
They've upped the prices and they've gone too far. People are still going to buy them.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, if they raised it like £20, £30, £50, 8, 6, now they've got up like £100 and stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's close to release and stuff like that, but come on.
The problem you've got is a lot of people are obsessed with the idea of cargo, even though it's always kind of a little bit shaky at the moment. So it's always going to be something to do.
I'm one of those. The reason I'm getting the hulls is because I want to do long distance in the future. I'm not looking like right now. Prospector. I'm going to get a prospector. I'm going to mine. I'm going to do a bit of bounty hunting because it's in the game.
Yeah. So non-lethal stuff. You're actually better right now doing bounty hunting, better mining. Yeah.
Either or.
That
I personally find mining just more better to do because combat I'll do when I'm with you guys, but
yeah, it's a nicer solo activity.
These are the ships that flip around, aren't they?
Yeah, I love how they work. They just basically take off and they flip. But one of these ships is a fighter, which I think is the Tanner. It's over there. The one in the middle is the basic cargo one that you're next to. The one on the far.
This is a Tanner.
Is it a Tanner? That's the combat ship. One of them is going to be a small cargo ship.
That's one of renting it.
One of them is going to be science ship, but this is the most unusual one. It's the yellow one.
Isn't one of them supposed? Because I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of a really long ship that's like for news reports or whatever it was.
Literally, it's the yellow one. It's got a massive sort of camera on it on one side. So it's called the Mako. It's designed for. So look at what it says. The Empire depends on up to the second information. This is why reporters need to be able to go to where news is happening, wherever, whenever. Enter the Mako, all the flexible and dependable of a MISC Reliant, combined with a state-of-the-art camera package to capture every moment of what happens, clarity and accuracy to make headlines.
Can you see the camera? Am I blind?
I presume it's this thing. But it seems to be a lot of them have it.
It's not that because on this one it's got the same, but it's got a gun shoved in it.
Yeah, but on this one, if you look at it, there's actually camera inside it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Could be that then, I guess. It's got the and it's got that thing on top there.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks a little bit like a microwave.
Yeah. I'm going to go have a look at the Freelancer, and then we'll have a look at some World War 3.
Yeah. Run, Forrest, run. I might watch that movie. There's a bunch of movies out there that I've not watched. Just I don't watch movies. I tend to watch franchises. Is that the right word? Trilogies.
Well,
multiple movies.
Yeah,
series,
I suppose it depends. Like, for example, the watching all the Lord of the Rings stuff and things like that. The whole franchise. I mean, they start off as trilogies, but they end up franchise. It's like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I think for me, I watch. I go through phases where I don't watch anything. Then I'll go and watch a lot of movies.
I do that, but not really. Generally, when I go through phases, I do phases like you, but I tend to watch the movies I've already watched.
But there is some ships out there. There's some ships out there. There is some movies out there that are incredible. I.e.,
there's
Forrest Gump.
What was it? It's got Denzel Washington in it.
Hmm.
He's an ex. I think he's an ex-marine or something. Oh, what is it?
Eraser.
No. He's bold in it. He's an ex-marine.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think he's an ex-marine. Something military.
Military style.
And there's this girl he knows who turns out she's a prostitute from the Russian mob, and he kills the entire Russian mob, and he goes to Russia to do this. He kills the fucking leader of the Russian mob.
Yeah, some pretty cool. I love. There's one really cool movie I like from him called Fallen. That's a really cool movie as well.
I'm googling this shit. Washington. It's a fucking great movie. It's like The Equalizer. That's it. It's fucking great. If you haven't seen that shit, watch
I think I have. I've seen a lot of his movies. There's a couple of them, isn't there?
There's two. I've not watched the second one because I can't find it on any platform I have. I have Netflix and Prime and Sky. I don't think I've checked Sky, but mainly on Netflix and Prime, I can't find it. But the first one is just fucking great.
Right, so
it's very good.
Yeah. So right, on the left-hand side, we've got the standard freelancer, and next to that, we've got the Jur, which is the exploration version. The one in the middle is the Max, and the one on the right-hand side is their military one, the MIS. The one you get in sort of medium to heavy. I keep saying heavy, medium to high risk. You get the MISC.
You know what you mean.
MISC, whatever it's called, missile gunboat thingy.
Now, do they actually have different storages? If they do, is it really that much more? Because they all seem to be the exact same shit.
The only one I think that has different storage is the Max, but I think the Max is actually physically different. It looks bigger. Like the back end of it looks fatter.
Now the one I'm in, it says the Durdur.
That's the exploration ship.
No, I got in the regular freelancer below. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I got in the regular one.
You're honestly in the exploration ship. I can see it.
I don't know why. I don't know why I thought I was in the normal one. But they got like the normal storage room behind here. Then it has not a storage room, but some engineering stuff.
What?
Then in the normal storage area, it's thicker. So it's not as wide as the Max. They've only flown.
Big summer blowout.
Big summer blowout.
And Umbro have decided to re-release it with ACDC. It's so fucking cool.
I only heard parts of that, but ACDC is definitely cool.
I never thought I needed a football top.
That is pretty cool.
Spiders.
Nice.
With a scarf.
What a scarf?
Oh, I would do with the scarf. I would definitely do with the scarf. Never knew I needed it.
Well, did you? That's fine. That's fine.
I even heard parts of that ACDC football or something, but ACDC is
Did anybody with it?
Basically, was it 70s? You said. It's 78. The AC/DC played a ticket at a stadium, at the Glasgow Stadium, and they actually wore the sort of Scotland football top for that time, and they're re-releasing it. So he's got AC/DC written on the Scotland football top. Got his team football top.
In fairness, that would be the only football top I own.
Yeah, yeah. No sugar daddies. Sugar daddies will send pictures of your feet.
Oh, thank you.
No thank yous, Jaxus. But I right.
Yeah, the only one that's different is the Max. The Max basically just seems to be stripped of anything on the sides.
Is it just me though? Yeah, I'm just saying it's wider. It's there is a significant difference
It's
as well.
wider and like
Got
for
bigger
instance,
boosters and stuff on it as well, and
like in this second apartment bit, there's stuff in the other one, and it's actually there's nothing in here.
yeah, it is literally completely stripped, widened.
Like, this thing in this area here where the cargo boxes are has stuff, and it's just a walkway.
Yeah,
And in here, it comes up to about here.
yeah.
So this bit is the normal cargo bit. So it's wider and thinner at the same time. They've done two things with it.
Yeah, and then also the it's also got bigger engines on the side of it by the looks of it as well.
Oh, it's definitely going to have to. Yeah, it's got double the engines from the normal Freelancer, and just because of it holds 12,000 storage.
Yeah, it's quite big for you know, storage from a lot of the stuff that's out. A lot of it goes from either under 100 then jump straight into the like the 500s.
Yeah. It's gonna have to have double the engines, just because of the factor of how much shit it can store.
Apparently the MIS is actually not a bad ship. It's their sort of military gun one. But I'm just not ever been a fan of the cockpit of the Freelancer. I just don't like it.
It's an alright ship. I've only flown the Max. It's alright.
Max flies about the same as how the RAF flies. The other ones don't fly as bad, but it flies like a fucking tugboat or brick or whatever you want to call it.
Gentle. Something big and heavy.
Like, I'm going to get out of the hall because I don't know about logging off in the hall. I don't know. You should end up back at your bed. Yeah.
You want to leave the hall because every time you leave the elevator, you die.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier just to log off, isn't it? And because you're going to spawn back into your bed, into a bed anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, if you just exit to menu. I don't know why I exit to menu. I usually